Welcome back to The Uncensored Voice. This is Randolph Macias, your host. Today we have Misty Spears running as the Republican nominee for Bexar County District Clerk. Welcome, Misty.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And welcome, Chairman McManus, for sitting in on the interview. I really appreciate your time, your schedule to do this, and we want to make sure that our Bexar County voters are aware of what's going on and that we make them aware that, of course, November 8th is general election, and we have early voting from October the 24th until November the 4th. Very important to know. There's a lot on the ballot. Misty Spears is one of those people on that ballot, so we want to make sure that we're aware that the voters of Bexar County have a good idea of what the Bexar County District Clerk's office does and how Misty would be best suited for that job as an elected official in this county office. So once again, thank you for your time, Chairman McManus, and also Misty Spears.
Well, Misty, I want to say that I'm very pleased that you're taking some time to be here with us at our headquarters. And I also want to let you know that the party here is 100% behind you. And we very much want to see you in this position going forward. We believe that you can bring forth some new vision, some new means of producing the products that you are charged with by statute, and that I believe that moving into the 21st century with you will be a great benefit to all the citizens in Bexar County. So I encourage every one of you out there to be sure to vote for Misty Spears. Now, thank you very much, and I know let's get down to some brass tacks and find out what it is that you actually do and what things you hope to improve and change. And back to you, Randolph, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, Misty, I wanted to find out what led you to wanting to pursue this office of Bexar County District Clerk. Did you have an epiphany? Like, I need to get this done. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change.
Well, yes, thank you so much for spending time with me, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for those kind words. And the reason I decided to run is because my perspective is that I work in counties all over the state. So I understand the standards that we should be at in Bexar County. We're the fourth largest county, yet we are very behind in technology. And my skill set brings an accounting degree in the education. I've worked as an accountant, so I can look at the budget and decide how our tax dollars are being spent and making sure that they are being used efficiently and effectively and conservatively. And I also work in the legal field for almost 20 years, so I understand what we need to do to bring Bexar County into to be the forerunner for the whole state in our record keeping for the state level courts, which is what the district clerk handles. And I know I can do that. I know how to make the changes that we need here. I work in federal and appellate court systems, so I know what changes we need in Bexar County and how to make the changes that we need.
Now, understanding that this county office race is a partisan race, you're running as a Republican, you have a Democrat opponent. What difference, is there really partisanship in this type of office? And maybe you can't make policy changes, I presume, but what can you bring to the table that would be something that maybe your Democrat opponent cannot?
My Democrat opponent has only worked in Bexar County, and so she is not aware of just how far behind Bexar County is. I don't believe she understands the unique challenges that Bexar County faces. We are closer to the border. We're a military city, so keeping our records safe and secure is of utmost importance. And I believe knowing the standards across the state is extremely important, because then we can better bring the technology to the forefront for Bexar County. And I also think that you need to have a good understanding financially of what's going on in Bexar County, how we can generate revenue within the office, and how we can better make sure our taxpayer dollars are being used very efficiently. And I bring that skill set, and I don't believe my opponent does.
There is a reason why the incumbent it was primaried out. I believe she lost by 6,000 votes to her Democrat primary opponent. So naturally, the people of Bexar County did not want her in that position any longer, and she was primaried out. So I believe she's still the incumbent for the time being, but so that says a lot that the Democrats don't even want their sitting incumbent to be in office anymore. So there must have been something that she didn't do in her job that was a benefit to the Bexar County voter or taxpayer in this matter, in the district clerk's office. But Briefly, can you tell me what background you have that would qualify you for this office?
Well, I've been in the legal field nearly 20 years. I am the senior paralegal for the Martinez de Barra law firm. I work in federal and appellate court systems, and I've worked in almost every county across the state. I just believe that I have a wealth of knowledge about the legal profession. I'm an end user for all of the technology. I know the strains that it puts on the legal community and on the people that are maybe self-representing themselves or pro se in their legal proceedings. And I believe my accounting background, I've worked for Clear Channel Communications and Pioneer Drilling Company and as an accountant, and I have the experience to be able to read the budgets and look at the numbers and track the money that runs through the district clerk's office and make sure we're being very efficient and running it lean and mean.
And you had mentioned earlier when I had spoke to you, the technology in Bexar County is not up to par. Whereas other counties have, I guess, some type of better technology able to service their county constituency. So what is Bexar County lacking compared to these other large counties that seem to be doing pretty well and with the times as far as technology goes?
That's correct. We in Bexar County, in other counties like Harris County, large counties, Harris County, Dallas County, in Tarrant County, you can access records online. You can go online, look at the records that you need, pull them up, and that's especially important in emergency situations, particularly if it's in family law, when you need a temporary restraining order. You need to see what records are on file with the court. And Bexar County can't do that. And we also need to make sure that we're running secure systems, not legacy systems, secure, growing, technologically up to par and advanced that can grow with technology as it changes, and we don't have that right now.
Okay, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So, being as a part of the Bexar County District Clerk's office, what is the defined mission of the county clerk itself? What are their official duties?
So there will be two clerks on your ballot, the county clerk, and they handle mostly probate, the county court system, land records, and permits. But the district clerk handles the state courts and provides a clerk to the state court, different courts that we have. There's 27 of those. There's 10 auxiliary courts and the magistrate. As well, the district clerk handles the registry of the court and litigation filing fees. So it's a pretty expansive job. And it handles a lot of records in a very large county. And I believe that I am best suited to do that. I have the skill set to handle both the financial side of things in the district clerk's office and the custodian of records for all of the records that run through the district courts.
Thank you for that, Misty. I really appreciate that. Out of curiosity, the Bexar County voter may be wondering, where are all these records kept? Are they all hard-copied records? Are they electronically filed somehow? How do we store our own records here in Bexar County?
We have, it's at great expense. We have been scanning in everything that is prior to the requirement to go electronic, and that happened in the mid-90s when they were requiring you to go electronic. And so we had those stored for years, and especially the older documents that are historic, we still have those. But we have scanned everything up, and it is in a cloud, and we are able to electronically access our files that way.
So, securing this type of technology, does it take a great deal of effort? You said it's in the cloud, so is that accessible by just anyone? Say a foreign government wanted to infiltrate our systems and manipulate what's going on. For example, homeowner titles, a crime has been occurring. I don't know how prevalent it is in Bexar County, but people are actually getting services to have it detect when somebody signs their name into a title and then they lose all the equity in their home. So is the system that we have here in Bexar County, is it that secure to prevent something like that, or does the homeowner need to be on their toes and get another service to do that, or is that something that Bexar County could accommodate the taxpayer with to prevent home title theft?
Well, with regard to home title theft, that would fall under the county clerk's office. The district clerk would be handling more of the litigation that would be going in criminal and felony level courts that are the state level courts. And so, but to that, it is important to understand that we are running a legacy system. There are cyber attacks and cyber crimes going on all the time here, even in Bexar County. Just a few weeks ago, the sites were down because there was some data mining going on. It's not hard to understand why that's important here. We don't want the cartels or other countries trying to break in and access our records, changing the records for any criminals that we're holding here in Bexar County, or accessing the records for high-profile military that live here and be able to protect them. So it's very important we keep good records, that we constantly be running interference by running drills and making sure that our system is safe and secure as best as possible, and growing along with the technology, as the criminally minded are always looking for new ways to attack our records. So we've got to make sure we're doing the best that we can to protect our citizens here in Bexar County.
Do you feel our systems here that you're referencing are up to par in the 21st century with the technology that's available out there, or can it be greatly improved, or where are we in that position? You're referencing sort of technology, but my question is, where do we stand? Are we using the best that's available? What would you say to that?
We're not using the best that's available. I know for sure we're not using the best that's available. I know that we are also not running enough security-wise to make sure that our system is safe and secure. It's all about how much investment we put into creating technology that grows with the changes that are constantly happening in the technology field. So even as we're talking right now, it's growing and changing, and we need to be able to put the system in that's going to grow and change with it. We don't have access to online records like we should, which is one of the first things I want to make sure we change, especially for the elderly and the veterans. I want to make it easier to access your records online, but at the same time, it needs to be safe and something that you can't change, from your home computer or anything like that. Which we would definitely not want to have something like that. And so it's important that we just improve, or at least get where we are in other counties, such as Harris County and Dallas County, to where the citizens can access their records, but that we're also doing everything we can to keep everything safe and secure.
Now, you reference, excuse me for a second.
Sure, no
here,
problem.
But you reference military records. And this is Military City. But I wonder, are you charged and do you have military records under your care, custody, and control?
Well, no, not their military records, but should they be involved in any sort of litigation of any kind in a civil matter, that would definitely come under the district clerk's office.
Okay, but that would be a civil issue, has nothing to do with their characteristics as military personnel.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just curious
Clarifying,
about that. Yeah,
yes.
Clarifying, because
Yes.
I'm going, maybe we were subcontracting for the local military bases here, but which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So do you think you can bring some economic reforms to the position that you're running for that would enhance the services for the citizens that it's intended to serve, and to allow the possibility of reducing the cost associated with litigation? Because one of the things that's been driving lots of costs across the world, especially in the insurance industry, is the cost of litigation and settlements there. So is there anything in your purview that can help curtail the excessive costs associated with litigation so that individuals can be better protected in their rights?
Certainly there are things that need to be evaluated. I'm more of a bottom up. I want to evaluate the budget from the bottom up. I want to make sure our tax dollars are being spent as efficiently and effectively as possible. So my first step would be to go in and allocate according to the needs of our county. Then I think we live in a city and a county that is has unique volume opportunities. So there are things that we can do here that maybe a smaller county can't do that would generate revenue within the office that we could then use to better our technology, better the needs of the district clerk's office, so that we're not passing any additional needs on to the taxpayer. And as far as litigation and filing fees and to that, it's definitely possible that we can reduce that as long as we go in and look at from the bottom up to see how the money is being allocated currently and that it's being done efficiently. I definitely think it's possible to reduce the cost of at least the filing fees, which is within the district clerk's office.
And my next question, Misty, was does the County Commissioners Court have the power of the purse over your department, or over this department?
Yes.
So is the office currently being funded adequately under this current administration?
Oh, I certainly believe that there is adequate funds within the office. That's one of the things I want to come in immediately and evaluate is how our money is being spent. And I definitely believe that we have the funds there, and I think we have the opportunity to raise the funds within the office for anything that we might need without having to pass anything on to the commissioners.
Are there any exorbitant fees that are charged for certain services that may be able to be reduced, or is that a good source of funding for this office to lessen the burden of funding from the Commissioners Court?
Well, again, I guess that would be something I would need to go in once elected and evaluate once we're in there how they're allocating the funds that come through the district clerk's office, and then the funds that are just allocated to the district clerk's office and how they're being used once I'm in office.
Yes, once you're in office, indeed. Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to that as well. So my last question is, if you could talk directly into the camera and tell the Bexar County voter why you would be a good choice naturally as our Republican nominee, even though the job itself is more of a nonpartisan job, but it is a partisan race. Talk into the camera, please, and let the Bexar County voter know, Democrat, Independent, Republican, why you would be the best choice to oversee the records of the Bexar County District Clerk's office.
I think I bring a fresh perspective to the district clerk's office. I'm not coming in with an agenda. I want to make sure that the clerks that work in the office are happy and that they work in a merit-based office, that they can work hard and achieve their goals, and that will come through as good customer service for the citizens. I want to serve the legal community, and I also want to serve the person that is coming in unrepresented as a pro se. And I want to make it easy. I want to make everything accessible. I want to improve technology, and I want to make the technology safe and that it grows with our growing county. We are a fast-growing county, and we need to be able to serve the citizens here in Bexar County. And I want everyone to feel that the district clerk's office is accessible, that they can come in, get their passport, which is something that the district clerk's office does and does well. And I want them to feel welcome and not intimidated by all that goes on in the district clerk's office. I want them to feel welcome and that they're approachable, and that we're going to be the forerunner county in the whole state as far as technology and accessibility to records.
Thank you, Misty. Chairman McManus, did you have any further questions for Misty?
No, I think she's going to be a great candidate, or is a great candidate, and I look forward to getting the voters out to vote for you in this upcoming election in November, and we wish you the best of good fortune in that endeavor.
Thank you so much, Chairman.
So once again, the early voting dates are October the 24th until November the 4th. We want to make sure we increase voter turnout as much as possible, hopefully exponentially. So everybody, please tell who's ever in your household, who's ever eligible to vote, to please go out and vote. Tell your neighbors, so on and so forth. Share those doorbell cameras of people trying to go out and talk to you about the issues going on. Spread the word as much as possible. Of course, general election is November the 8th. Once again, early voting October the 24th to November the 4th. Don't forget. And once again, this is Randolph Macias of the Uncensored Voice. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Chairman. And may God bless. I'm sorry?
Go vote all the way down your ballot, because
All the
I'll
way
be
down.
at the end of your ballot. So make sure you vote all the way through all of your ballot.
100% completely correct. Thank you very much, and may God bless America and the great state of Texas.
Amen.
Amen.